Hi everyone, it's Sean from GoPart.com. We're here today working on a 2006 Toyota Corolla. We're going to be showing you how to take out the cooling fan. What we're going to do is we're actually going to walk you through the process without fully removing our fan because there's nothing wrong with it. This should be similar to any 2003 to 2008. There is something a bit unique about these cooling fans that I'll show you in just a moment. Only tools we're really going to need are going to be a 10mm socket with a ratchet and a small screwdriver, flat blade or Phillips will do it. We're just going to use that to help us disconnect our wiring harness down there. What's unique about these is they actually have a coolant reservoir attached to the cooling fan assembly, which in some ways is actually great. In some others, there are a couple drawbacks to it. But either way, we're going to do our best to kind of exhibit how to get this done so that way you can handle it in just a few minutes. It really isn't overly difficult. It's a little bit involved just in terms of having to reach a couple things, but we should be able to get it with no problem. So we'll go ahead and show you how to get this done. Now, we aren't going to tripod this video, only because, again, the angle is a little awkward. Again, here's your coolant reservoir that is attached to your cooling fan assembly. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pop this hose free. Let me see if I can get you a good view of it down there. There's a little tab down there as well. That's what holds the hose to the assembly. So we'll go ahead and pop that free. Now, obviously, it is attached to your radiator here, your radiator spout. So what you want to do then is you want to go ahead and pull and disconnect your radiator hose there. Okay, and that'll allow you to at least have it separated. We're going to put ours back on just for the purpose of what we're doing here, but you want to pull and remove that. Now, that means you will be dealing with a reservoir that has fluid in it, so just keep that in mind as you're working. If you would feel more comfortable draining the reservoir, which you can do, and there's nothing wrong with that, you can actually disconnect the hose from the bottom and you can drain it that way. That way it'll drain out of the bottom, so you'll have an empty reservoir. So moving on, what you would do now is you would use your small screwdriver and you would go ahead and disconnect your lead right here. Okay, you just push down the tab. You could separate the lead from the fan motor, and then these small clips just sort of pop free from the cooling fan assembly. So now your wiring lead will be clear of the cooling fan. Now the cooling fan obviously mounts to the radiator, and it mounts there with two 10mm bolts. You'll find one here. Let's see if I can get you the angle. See, there it is. You'll find one here. And you'll also find one right here. You'll loosen and remove those bolts, and then it sort of rests on these nubs down here at the bottom. So what you would do then is once you have those bolts loosened, you can then begin lifting and removing your cooling fan assembly. You'll pull it straight out. Again, if you have fluid in here, keep that in mind. So you will have some fluid, so you don't want to turn it over and have it spill all over the place. If you're going to lose your fluid, you want it to be in a controlled fashion. So then from that point, you can then, if you're looking to replace the radiator, or if it's the fan motor here that's giving you issues, you can slide it out. Whenever you go to reinstall it, you slide it back into the position that you see here. Again, using these nubs down here to make sure that you have it in the proper position. You'll go ahead and tighten your 10mm bolts here and right down here. That'll secure it to the radiator. You'll reconnect your wiring harness here, snap these two clips back into place. That's going to make sure that the wire isn't dangling down in the fan when it's running. And then of course finally you would reconnect your radiator hose at the bottom and at the top. Again, fairly simple procedure. It is a little involved. It involves draining and whatnot, and since we're not at the shop, we're not going to go ahead and drain this particular fan assembly here today, but we did want to go ahead and show you how to do it. Again, not overly complicated. It can seem a little daunting. I know some people get concerned about working whenever they're working with a with the cooling system because it is so important to the engine. But fairly easy fix. It can save you some money if you know how to do it. And you can get one of these cooling fans at gopart.com. Will come with limited lifetime warranty and all of that. So hopefully that gives you the information you need. So the next time your cooling fan goes on the fritz, you can get it replaced in no time.